Hello everyone, welcome to day 20th of May Read Code Challenge, and I hope all of you are in best of your spirits. Let's quickly walk through the question. The question says we are given a binary tree and we need to perform level order traversal on this tree. The question is a pretty simple question. We have done the BFS way plenty of times in the past. Today, apart from the regular BFS way, I'll tell you about another way to solve the question, which is the DFS way. So stay tuned and let's move on to the presentation that I have created for this. Let's get started. Let me just start the slideshow and let me just take a pen here. So binary tree level order traversal, lead code 102. So let's talk about the regular way first, the BFS way, and then we'll move on to the DFS way. What we'll do in this regular way, we create a queue and we start the regular BFS traversal in the queue, and we got the first element, we add it into the queue, and this marks the boundary of the first level. So you pull out elements from this queue, one is removed and you add its children into the queue, so 2 and 3 gets added. So this marks the boundary of the second level, and you store 1 in your result array, so 1 gets added in your result array. Now you pull out element from the queue, 2 gets removed and you add its children into the queue, 4 comma 5, and then you pull out 3 from the queue and add its children into the queue, 6 comma 7, and 2 comma 3 also get inserted at a new level in your answer set. So you add 2 followed by 3, and in the next level iteration you pull out 4, so 4 gets removed and added into a new element in your level order traversal, so 4 gets added. Then you have 5 gets added, then you have 6 and 7 gets added. Since there were no children of 4, 5, 6, 7, all of them were leaf nodes. So we didn't add anything back into the queue and your traversal is complete. This is how we executed the BFS way. Time complexity of the BFS traversal is order of n, since you are iterating through all the elements of the array once. Now let's talk about the DFS way. So in the DFS, if you look at the solution, the only thing here is when to start a new level in your answer set. So how do we know that this starts the beginning of a new level in your answer set? If we are aware of that information, then we can easily create the BFS traversal. So that information will be passed using a variable height. So we'll start from the 0th height, and whenever the height value turns out to be equal to our result dot level value, so the number of levels in the answer set, whenever this condition is true, it marks the beginning of a new level. So let's try and understand this logic. The first statement says if the root is null, simply return back. The second if condition states whether we want to start a new level or not. The third statement, we simply add the new root at this particular height in the data set, and in last two statements are the traversal along its children, left and right, and we pass height plus one height greater than the current height. So let's start the iteration. This will store our result. This is the tree node, the root for the traversal, and we'll start the height from the 0th value. So let's get started. We'll first check whether root is null or not. Root is not null. We'll check what is the value of height. Height is 0. And what is our answer set size? Size is also 0. So it is a matching condition, and we'll create a new entry in our answer set. So let's assume this is a complete level order traversal array list, and we'll create a new entry in our array list at the 0th index. And let's get this element, result.get height at the 0th index, which is this element, and add 1 to it. So 1 gets added, and let's continue the iteration on its left child followed by the right one. So let's pass the roots.left into our recursion stack, and the value of height would be 0 plus 1, which is 1. So value of height is 1, and let me just write 1 here as well. I'll tell you why I am doing this. So let's check the condition. What is the height? Height is 1. What is the result dot size? size is also 1, so this condition is met and we create a new entry in our answer set. Since this condition is true, which marks the beginning of a new level, and we'll initialize it to 1. We'll extract the level at the first level value, first index value, and add the roots value to it. So 2 gets added at level 1. So this signifies, the index signifies the level. And let's continue the iteration. Result, we'll pass in the result, roots dot left, which is 4, and the value of height would be 2 this time. So let's check what is the height is 2, result dot size is again 2, so this marks the beginning of another level, which is at the index 2. So we'll extract that level, result dot get level 2, and we'll add 4 to it, so 4 gets added. And let's continue the iteration. There you'll see that its left child and right child are both null, so this condition will abort the process. The control goes back, and the control goes to its right child, 2's right child, and the value of level here is again 2. So height is 2 and result dot size is 3. So the condition is not met, and so we will not add anything new into the array list. We'll simply extract the value at this particular level from the result, which is this in this array list, and we'll add root to it. So 5 gets added here. Let's continue the iteration. Since 5's right child and left child both are null, so let's go back. So this is complete. Let's go back. The control goes back and control goes here. So what is the value of level here? Level is 1. Let's check. Level is 1, this height value is 1, and result dot size is 3, so we'll not do any addition there, and we'll extract the value at the first level, which is this one, this complete linked list object, and add 3 to it. So 3 gets added, and we'll move in its left child first, so we will go here. So 6, 2, the value of height that will be passed would be 2. And let's continue the iteration. The height value is 2 and size value is 3. It's again a mismatch, so this doesn't mark the beginning of a new level. So we'll extract the value at the second index and add 6 to it, so 6 to get added. And let's continue the iteration. The last one we have is 7. So at 7 the value is 2 again, so we'll extract this element and add 7 to it. So this marks the completion of our tree traversal, and here the time complexity is again order of n. So the time complexity is the same, but we solved it in a different way. So we passed an identifier which is known as the height or the level, which tells you at what particular index in your array list you need to do the insertions. Now let's quickly move on to the coding part. So let's start the iteration. I have showed the BFS traversal first, and I have written the code exactly the same as I write in every BFS traversal across the tree. So first we create the answer set and we check whether the root is null or not. If it is null, we return the answer. Otherwise we create a queue of generic type tree node. We add the first node into the queue and we start the iteration till the time queue is not empty. We extract the size of the queue, and while the size is greater than 0, you pull out element from the queue, add into your current level answer set, and we check whether its current node dot left is not equal to null. You add it back into the queue. If the right child is not null, you add it back into the queue. And once the particular level completion is done, you simply add it back into your result set. In the end, you simply return the result. So let's try this up, and then we'll move for the DFS traversal. Accepted. Let me just comment this code, and let me just uncomment the DFS code. Let's start the iteration. So we created the answer set and we started invoking the helper method, passing result to it, root to it, and the default height value, which is 0. In the end, you simply return the result. And this is what I explained it in the coding part. The first thing is to check whether the root is null or not. If it happens to be null, that's the recursion break condition. And the next thing is you check for whether the height is equal to result.size. If that is the case, you create a new level in your answer set, new level creation, and then at this particular level you add elements into your answer set, and you simply invoke the recursion on its left child and its right child, passing the identifier at which level these elements are to be added. Let's try this up. Accepted. Time complexity of this approach, of both the approaches, is order of n. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also, have a great day ahead.